position, coming into cross-legged seat, Sukhasana, or butterfly pose, Baddha Konasana, soles of your feet together, knees out wide. Depending on the tightness of your low back and hips, you might sit on a pillow or a block. Elevating your hips helps to tilt your pelvis forwards, and in time will help to relax your knees away from your armpits. Going to get them out of the sides of the body just by tilting the pelvis forwards a little bit. So once you've come into your seat, give yourself a moment just to adjust, finding equal weight in both sit bones. Start with your hands, palms resting upwards on your knees. We're going to start with a pranayama or breathing practice today, one that encourages balance from side to side or right to left. It would be called Nadi Shodhana if we were doing it the traditional way with the hands and the pinching of the nostrils. Today we're simply going to be doing it by visualizing and using our hands to transfer that energy from side to side. So again, starting with palms on the knees, take a full deep breath in. As you exhale, if comfortable, allow your eyes to close softly. If it's not comfortable to close your eyes, you might simply turn your gaze down towards your lap, the tip of your nose, maybe half shutting your eyelids. Allow your shoulders to soften away from your ears, feeling your neck lengthen as the crown of your head reaches towards the ceiling. Again, take a full breath in, and as you inhale, imagine your breath entering from the center of the palms of your hands. As you exhale, feel that breath traveling down your arms and leaving from the palms of your hands. Again, as you inhale, the breath entering from the center of the palms, flowing up the arms, filling your chest and lungs. As you exhale, that image of the breath moving back down the arms, leaving through the palms. Bring your awareness to the palm of your right hand. Inhale. And as you exhale, simply close the palm of your right hand, but leave your left palm open. As you inhale, keep the left palm open. And as you exhale, now close the fingers of the left, open the right. Inhale with your right palm open. As you exhale, close your right and open your left. Again, inhale through the left. Exhale, closing left, open right. Inhale, right. Exhale, closing right, open left. Inhaling left. Exhale, closing left, open right. Inhale, right. Exhale, close right, open left. Inhale, left. Exhale, closing left, open right. Couple more. Inhale, right. Exhale, close right, open left. Inhale, left. Exhale, close your left, open your right. Inhale, right. Exhale, close right, open left. This time, inhale, left. As you exhale, open both palms and breathe. Feeling the breath enter from both sides of the body. Feeling the full body breathe in and out. Allow your eyes to gently begin to blink back open. Sit a little taller if you have the space and length. Now as you inhale, circle your arms up overhead. Exhaling, connecting your palms, trace your midline, hands to the center of your chest. We'll do 3 more like that. Inhale, circle out wide, up. Closing in at the top, exhale, drawing in. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, breath in. Exhale it out. Good. From here, placing your palms back on your knees. From here, we're going into a twist. So this time, take your left hand, cross it over towards your right knee. Take your right fingertips, place them behind your right sit bones. Now sit tall, lift your heart. As you exhale, gentle pressure of your left palm against your right knee as you twist from the ribs and the shoulders. Now start to walk your right fingertips just a little bit further behind you to the left, as if you were going towards your left hip. Deepen the twist and breathe. Take 3 more breaths here. Use your next inhale to slowly release the gaze forwards. Then release the shoulders back to center. And we'll switch sides. Cross your right hand now to your left knee. Take the left fingertips, start behind the left hip. Inhale, sit a little taller. From your ribs, from your shoulders, exhale, twist to your left. Now as you begin to twist, start to walk the left fingertips just a little further back behind your hip to the right. 3 more breaths from here. Use your next inhale to slowly release forwards. Exhale at center. Palms up once more. Inhale, circle your arms. This time as you exhale, place your fingertips on the floor. Walk your hands forwards. Come in towards a forward fold. You're not going to go very deep here. You might have a block or a pillow underneath you. Your back might feel a little tight. So you may be going about half to 2/3 of your range. You might even stay on your fingertips. Gently press your fingertips down and forwards on the floor to press your sit bones back. From here, walk your hands a few inches to your right. See if you can sit a little heavier towards your left hip and press the left knee closer towards the floor. Walk your hands back to center, and then slowly walk your fingertips to the left. Same thing here, pressing heavier towards your right hip, pressing your right knee closer towards the floor. Full breath in, complete breath out. One more time, walk your hands back to center, maybe moving a bit deeper into your forward fold. And then slowly beginning to walk your hands back towards your shins. Once more, returning to seated. One more time, inhale, circle your arms, reaching up. Connecting palms, exhale, hands meet, center of the chest. From here, if you are sitting on a blanket or a block, feel free to remove whatever you had underneath your hips. We're going to transition to tabletop here, or come to hands and knees. If you'd like a blanket underneath the knees to help pad the knees, or even place your pillow back under your knees, feel free. Stack your hips over your knees with your knees hips-width distance apart, and then take a quick glance between your knees. Make sure you can't see your feet. Toes can be tucked or untucked, depends how it feels for your back. Hands shoulder-width distance apart, maybe slightly wider if you have more sensitive wrists, and have your wrists just slightly forwards of your shoulders, so you have a light crease in the wrist rather than a heavy crease. It'll diminish some of the weight going into your wrists. From here, as you inhale, start to wrap your triceps back, draw your heart forwards and up, lower your belly, lift your tail, find a cat or cow pose. As you exhale, start by tucking your tail, start to roll up through your spine, sending your heart to the ceiling, your chin to your chest. Again, inhale, rotating the triceps back, eyes of the elbows face forwards as the heart comes forwards. And then exhale, press the floor away from you as you curl and round into your cat. I'm going to take about 6 to 8 more rounds of cat-cow here. Feeling free to add any other range of motion that might feel good to you. You could stick with your traditional back and forth cat-cow, or you might start to send some weight back and forth towards the hips, kind of rocking your cat-cow forwards and back to get more blood flow into your knees, wrists, shoulders, and hips. You might take some circular cat-cows, circling the hips around the knees or heels, the shoulders around the wrists. Whatever might intuitively feel good. Take a few more breaths to find that movement, that range of motion. Couple more rounds here. And then from here, coming back to center, I'm going to lower to a Sphinx pose, coming first onto your left forearm and then your right forearm. Once both forearms are in the mat, begin to walk your knees back until you can lower pelvis and thighs to the floor. Heart will pull forwards and up. Think about traction of the forearms pulling down and back towards the hips to bring your heart forwards and up just a bit more. Let your hips kind of shimmy a little side to side, and then draw the shoulder blades down, lengthen your neck, chin level with the floor. Take another full breath in, and full breath out. Bottom of this exhale, allow your chin to drop towards your chest, and then roll your right ear over to your right shoulder, gently drawing the left shoulder away from your left ear. Next exhale, return your chin to your chest, and then roll your left ear over to your left shoulder. Now drawing the right shoulder away from the right ear. Good, one more time, exhale, chin to chest. This time as you inhale, lift your chin towards neutral, and now turn and look over your right shoulder as you continue to draw the left shoulder away from the left ear. Bring your head back to center, and then look up and over left shoulder. Back to center. As you exhale, a quick rest. Let your elbows start to fan out to the side, stacking your palms. Either place your forehead on top of your palms and rest. If that's claustrophobic, shift your hand slightly above your head. Turn your head to one side, letting one cheek and ear rest on your mat. Bring your head back to center. One more time, we'll come back into Sphinx. Sliding your elbows back in under your shoulders, lifting your heart forwards and up. Stay here, but this time if you want something a little bit deeper, take your feet about the width of your yoga mat, tuck your toes underneath you, pressing the balls of your feet into the floor, engage the backs of your legs, and lift your kneecaps away from the mat. Keep pulling the heart forwards and up. Stay here if you're wanting a bit more, press into your palms. Start to lift your elbows, and then keep pressing your heels towards the back of the room. So you're lengthening the low spine back as you continue to bring the heart forwards. Hold here for 3, 2, take an inhale. As you exhale, return forearms to the mat, untuck your toes. Once more, slide the palms or the elbows out, stack your palms, Forehead to the palms, or this time turn the head the other direction, letting the other cheek rest on the mat. Once again, return your head to center. This time, slide your hands in under your shoulders, palms to the floor, tuck your toes, press your knees into your mat until you feel your pelvis soften. On your next exhale, press the floor away from you, lift your upper body, and come back to all fours. From here, walk your knees back in under your hips and return to your tabletop. Take a couple cat-cows here to release the back. Maybe get out any tightness, stiffness, or stickiness that last back bend might have created. Couple more breaths. And finish whatever rounded breath you're on. As you inhale, find a neutral spine, flat back. As you exhale, tuck the toes if they're not already. You're going to come to downward dog, pressing your hips back towards your heels. Start to press the mat forwards and away from you with the palms of your hands. Slowly start to lift the knees and send your hips to the space where the wall and the ceiling meets behind you. Take a moment to adjust your feet. You want to try to bring as much weight into the feet as possible to alleviate the weight from your wrists and shoulders. Really pressing the hips back as you soften into the knees and then press the palms forwards. Take a full deep breath in and one more long breath out. On your next inhale, gaze forwards towards the top of your mat. Lift your heels and bend the knees. As you exhale, start to take small steps forwards towards the top of your mat. Once your feet reach your hands, come to a halfway lift. Softening your knees, bringing your hands up towards your shins, flatten your back and reach your heart forwards. Notice from here if you're pushing your hips back, sending all the weight into your heels, try to shift some of the weight forward so you're a little more stacked with hips over heels. Take one more full breath. As you exhale, walk your hands down your legs, bend your knees, place your belly on your thighs, your first standing forward fold. You could keep your hands on your shins. You could place fingertips to your mat or maybe even reach for your blocks. If you're wanting a little more, grab opposite elbows, find ragdoll, and let gravity give you a little more of a stretch towards the earth. Feel free to find little movements here, maybe a soft sway side to side. We'll take about 3 more breaths in this first forward fold. Keep the knees soft, belly over thighs. Take the weight off of your low back. Bring your hands back onto the fronts of your shins or ankles. And then on your next inhale, with the shins at the ankles, lift your heart halfway up, flatten the spine. As you exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Keep that flat back. And then on your next inhale, use your feet, use your legs, use your hips. Flat back lifts you up to stand. Good. Exhale, arms down, full mountain pose. Palms rotating forwards towards the front of your mat. Take just a little sway back and forth. Start to spread your toes out along the floor, finding weight solidly across your feet. From the center of your heel, and then across the big and small ball mounds. As you lift your toes, feel your inner arches lift and your ankles engage. Inhale, now circle your arms, reach high. As you exhale, open your arms out to a T, and then swing your left arm over the top of your right. Bend at your elbows, give yourself a hug. Placing your palms at your shoulders or Walk the fingertips back towards the edges of your shoulder blades. Inhale, gently lift the elbows, lift the gaze. Exhale there. Good, now inhale again, open the arms. And this time, right over left. Same thing, bending at the elbows, give yourself a hug. Walking the fingertips back towards the shoulder blades. Inhale, lifting gaze, lifting elbows. Exhale, soften the knees. Good, inhale, reach the arms out. As you exhale, relax the hands down, palms facing forwards. Again, inhale, circle your arms. This time we'll take a side bend to your left. Lower the left hand towards your outer left hip. Reach your right fingertips up towards the ceiling and then reach up and over to your left. As the right fingertips reach to the left, reach the left fingertips down towards the outer edge of your left foot. Take one more full breath. Now inhale, return both arms to center. As you exhale, side bend to your right. Right fingertips reaching down towards your outer right foot as your left arm reaches up and over to the right. Soften the knees. Reach a little further. Inhale, return both arms up. Now as you exhale, we're going to go back into your standing forward fold. Soften your knees. Reach your arms forwards. Lengthen your upper body out over your legs as you come back into your standing forward fold. From here, inhale, find your halfway lift, hands to shins. As you exhale, take a deeper bend into your knees, and from here, reach for your blocks and place your blocks on either side of your mat, framing your feet. With your fingertips on your blocks or your mat, if you don't have blocks, you could always use big books or water bottles as well. Again, halfway lift, inhale. Now as you exhale, start by stepping your left foot to the back of your mat. So you're in a nice long lunge on your right leg. Right knee stacking over right ankle. Right heel driving into the floor. Walk your blocks back until they frame your right foot. You choose the setting, whether it's lowest or highest setting. Highest setting will give you the most range of motion for what we're about to do. Think cat and cow here. As you inhale, lift your heart forwards and up, letting the hips drop slightly. As you exhale, press through the ball of your foot. Send your hips back, straighten into your right leg, round your spine. Now find the heel of your right foot, and as you inhale, draw the knee forwards, using the heel back to your lunge. Heart pulls forwards and up. Good. Again, exhale, take it back. Inhale, come forwards. We're going to do two more. Exhale, pressing back. Just warming up the legs, the knees, the hips. Inhale to come forwards. One more time. Exhale, press it back. Good. Inhale, take it forwards. Now as you exhale, set your left knee down so you're in a low lunge. Again, staying on blocks. Inhale, lift your heart. As you exhale, start to walk your blocks back. We're coming towards half split, slowly straightening your right leg any amount. You might keep the right toes on the mat. The toes might lift. If you feel like you need to sit on your left heel to get the right leg straight, try sending the right leg more forwards so your hips stay stacked over your back knee. Now walk your blocks slightly forwards. I'm on the highest setting here, again for the most range of motion. We're going to do cat-cow in just the upper body. As you inhale, heart pulls forwards. You'll feel the right heel drive into the floor. As you exhale, round the spine, pull the heel back. Couple more here. Inhale. And exhale. Take two more breaths. Good. One more. One more time. Inhale. Heart will lift, back flattens. From here, start to walk the blocks forwards. Press through your right heel. Begin to bend your right knee. Once your right knee is bent, go ahead and set the blocks to the side if you can. Still framing your right foot. We're going to slide your right foot back from here, all the way back until your right leg is extending back behind you. You're in a three-legged tabletop. Ball of the right foot pressing into the floor. Adjust if needed so you feel stable and balanced. From here, transfer your weight to your right palm. Start to walk your left fingertips forwards. So we're coming into counterbalance from here. Left fingertips reaching towards the top of your mat. Right foot reaching to the back. Now from here, turn your left hands to the pinkies on the mat, the thumbs lifting to the ceiling. We're going to do a diagonal lift 5 times with the breath. As you inhale, lift your left hand and your right leg. As you exhale, tap them back down. 4 more like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap down. 3, inhale. Exhale. 2. 1 more time. Inhale. As you exhale, tap down. Keep the right leg extended, but slide your left palm back in. Now both hands back to the center or underneath your shoulders. Take your right leg, and we're going to bring your right leg behind your left leg. So now the ball of the foot is at the back left corner of your mat. From here, draw your left shoulder back. Turn, look over your left shoulder so you feel your right shoulder pull away from your right heel. You can stay here or take your right fingertips, reach them towards the top left corner of the mat as you continue to press the right heel back towards the back left corner of the mat. Hold for 3, 2. Let the gaze come back forwards for balance. Slide the right palm back in under the right shoulder. I'm going to be on this left knee a little bit longer, so if you need to pad at this point, feel free to double up your mat or place that pillow under your left knee. From here, pick up your right leg, and then take your right leg out to the right, setting the right foot down on the right side of your mat. Walk your hands back. We're going to come up to a kneeling position or gate position, bringing your shoulders over your hips. Inhale, circle your arms. Into a side bend. Bring your right hand to your right thigh. Reach your left arm now up and over towards the right foot. Try to stack and even out the shoulders and ribs. Notice if you're pressing the ribs forwards and leaning back. Gently pull the low rib cage back so we're not backward bending in the side bend. Take 1 more breath. Now inhale, both arms up. As you exhale, start to fold, bowing forwards. Once the palms come back to the mat, walk your hands forwards. 1 more time, slide the right leg straight back behind you, ball of the foot on the mat, and take a couple rocking motions back and forth. Maybe a few circles around on the ball of the foot. Good, and then right knee will come back to meet left knee. Tucking your toes, press your hips up and back, find your downward dog. Adjusting feet, maybe pedaling the knees a couple of times. Taking 1 more full breath. Good, inhale, looking forwards towards the top of your mat. Bend your knees. Exhale, small steps forwards, bringing your feet to your hands. Find your half lift. Inhale at the top of your mat. Exhale, bend your knees, belly over thighs, forward fold. Take a full breath in, full breath out. This time, press your feet through the floor, engage your glutes and thighs. Inhale, lift with a flat back, circling your arms wide and overhead as you reach up towards the sky, lengthen and stretch. Connecting your palms, exhale, Trace your midline, hands to your heart. Good, we'll do that on the left side and then switch gears a little bit. Inhale, circle your arms. Reach out to go down. Exhale, lengthen out over the legs. Belly to thighs. Half lift it, inhale. From this half lift, take a bigger bend in your knees. Once more, reach for your blocks. Frame your feet. Once you have your blocks, keep the chest lifted halfway up so the spine stays long. And step your right foot now to the back of your mat. Nice long lunge on your left side. Left knee over left ankle, left heel driving into the floor. Come up onto your fingertips, lift your chest, let your hips lower, inhale. As you exhale, again, press through the ball of your foot, straighten your left leg, press your hips back. Inhale, find your heel. Use the heel to draw your knee forwards. Heart lifts forwards and up. Exhale again, pressing back, straightening your left leg any amount. Couple more. Inhale forwards. Exhale back. Inhale. And exhale. Last round here. Breath in, chest forwards and up. Exhale, pressing it back, stretch it out. Now inhale, rebend your left knee, heart stays lifted. As you exhale, set your right knee down. From here, a quick chance to pad the right knee. If you didn't do so on the other side, you think you might need it on this side. And then again, framing your left foot with your blocks, lift your chest. As you exhale, start to send the hips back. Begin to straighten your left leg any amount. Again, if you feel like you need to sit on your back heel to get this left leg straight, try sending the foot forwards to keep your hips stacked over your right knee. Framing your leg with your blocks, with your hands, couple cat-cow type movements. Inhale, heart forwards. Exhale, round the spine. So rather than moving the hips on this one, we're moving just the upper body, thoracic area, cervical area, and then deepening the stretch by just changing the weight as we move the upper body. Couple more breaths. You've got one more full round. As you inhale, lift your chest, press into your left heel, start to walk your blocks back forwards until once again your left knee is bent, you're framing your left foot. From here, feel free to set the blocks to the side. I'm going to slide your left leg all the way back, straight behind you, until the ball of the foot's on the mat and you're in a three-legged tabletop. Pressing the ball of the foot into the floor, transfer your weight to your left palm. Now start to walk the right fingertips forwards. Again, we're creating a diagonal line from your right hand to your right or left foot. Turn your right hand, thumb facing the ceiling, pinky facing down. 5 times we'll lift and lower with the breath. Inhale, send thumb and heel to the ceiling. Exhale, tap to the floor. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. Couple more. Inhale. Exhale. 2. 1 more. Good. As the right hand lowers, bring your right palm back in. Keep the left leg extended. And now pick up your left leg and cross behind your right. Ball of the foot on the back right corner of your mat. Draw your right shoulder back. Turn, look over your right shoulder. Side body stretch. Stay here, or if you want more, take your left fingertips. Reach them towards the top right corner of your mat. But continue to press the left heel back for resistance and stability. Hold for 3, 2. Let your gaze come back to center. Slide the left hand back in under your left shoulder. Now we're going to pick up your left foot, take it out to the left. Once the left foot is extended out to the left, walk your hands back towards your right knee, stacking your shoulders over your hips. Come up to kneeling gate pose. Inhale, circle your arms. Side bend to your left. Left hand to your outer left thigh. Reach your right fingertips towards your outer left foot. Again, gently tuck the low rib cage in. Take out any backward bending. Pull the belly in. Reach a little further. You've got one more breath. And now inhale, both arms lift. One more time, you'll fold, bowing forwards, palms to the floor. Walk your hands forwards. From here, slide your left leg straight back behind you. Once you come to the ball of the left foot, take a few rocks back and forth. Draw a few circles. And then move left knee back in. And from here, we're going to come to a wide knee child's pose. Take the knees about the width of your yoga mat, toes inwards towards each other. Start to press your hips back towards your heels. You might keep the hips more over the knees themselves. You might have the range of motion to go a bit further or even all the way hips to heels. You can always place a block or a pillow or a blanket underneath your hips, maybe between your knees to rest. Forehead to the floor, a block or a pillow. Soften your shoulders, wrists, forearms. Soften your neck, spine, hips, and thighs. Take 4 more breaths here. Finding weight back into your palms. Inhale, slowly shifting your hips back forward, shoulders back over wrists. Once more, returning to your tabletop. And then we'll take one more downward dog. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, send your hips up and back. Again, a chance here to pedal your feet. Maybe give your head a nod, a shake. Any other movements, you might sway your hips side to side. Just a couple more breaths in this final downward dog. Take a deep breath in through your nose. As you exhale, open your mouth. Take a big exhale out of your mouth. Good, let your lips reseal. Inhale, gaze forwards, lift your heels, soften your knees. One more time, take a walk to the top of your mat. Once your feet reach your hands, finding your half lift, inhale, spine long. Forward fold, keeping the length, bend the knees, lengthen your belly out over your thighs. Root to rise, press through the floor, inhale, using glutes, legs, belly. All to protect your back to stand. Connecting palms, exhale, hands to the center of the chest. Taking a full deep breath in and a long, complete breath out. From here, turn to your right, facing the right side of your mat. From this right side, we're going to take a big step out with your right foot. So you're in a nice wide straddle pose. We have one more flow, and from here we're going to work on your hips. So from this nice wide straddle pose, make sure you have at least 4 feet distance between your feet. If your stance isn't long enough, a lot of the time that can force the front knee past the ankle and even past the toes. So the wider the stance, the better. And then if you feel off balance, you can always shorten the stance from there. So it's better to start wider and then adjust. From here, we're going to keep your right foot parallel to the back of your mat. You might even pick up your right heel, kind of slightly kick it out an inch or two, so your right foot slightly parallel or pigeon-toed. Pick up your left toes. We're coming to warrior two. Turn your left toes to face the top of your mat. Once your left foot's facing forward, start to bend your left knee. And just check that you can see the first 2 or 3 toes on the inside of your knee. If your knee's pulling to the right, try angling your right heel out a bit more, and that should help you keep the front knee a little more externally rotated. Knee over toes, tracking down center, rather than your left knee pulling towards the inside of your mat. Once you have your low body set up, reach your right arm or your left arm forwards out over your left leg, and then your right arm back. So you're saluting the horizon with your fingertips. See if you can bend a bit lower using the heel of your left foot, driving that into the floor to bend the knee just maybe an inch more. Take one more full breath. Now turn your left palm so it faces upwards. Take your right fingertips to the back of your right thigh. Inhale, reach your left arm up overhead, reverse your warrior. So again, we're in a side bend here, not a back bend. So think about the shoulders staying stacked, the rib cage gently pulling in, almost like you were trying to go over a barrel behind you. Take one more full breath. And now inhale, come back to your warrior two. As you exhale, we're going to hinge halfway forwards, setting your left forearm on top of your right thigh. Good. Now bring your right fingertips over your right ear and reach towards the top of your mat. Use the left forearm against the thigh to rotate your rib cage open to the right, to keep your right fingertips or right arm stacked over your right ear. Take 2 more breaths here. Good. Come back to your warrior two. Keeping the bend in the knee just for one more breath. And now inhale, straighten your left leg. Bring your hands to your hips. Pick up your left toes. Shift them towards parallel. Little different here though. Make sure your right foot is now parallel. We're going to take your left foot, soften into your left knee, spring off the left foot, and step the left foot to the back of your mat. So now your feet are together at the back of your mat. Weight's going to transfer now to your right leg. Hands to your hips, just to level out your hip bones. So once we start to bring weight into one leg, it's really common for the hips to start to tilt. So keeping your hands at your hips can kind of keep you aware of the tilting of the hips as we shift weight. From here, all you're going to do is simply begin to bend your left knee and lift your left heel. So you're coming onto the ball of your left foot. Notice here if the hips tilted and try to keep the hips level. From here now, slide the ball of your left foot back to the inside of your right heel and begin to open your left knee out to the left until you can set your left heel on the inside of your right ankle. You're in tree pose. Check if the hips now twisted to the left. Bring the hips back to center and try to open the leg from the hip rather than twisting the hips to open the leg. You can stay right here, or if you want more of a challenge, start to slide your left foot up your inner right leg, maybe just hovering the toes above the mat. You might slide a little further up. You can go as high with the left foot as it feels comfortable to you. Just make sure you never rest your foot on the inside of the knee itself. So either the heel is below the knee or the toes are above the knee. Use the glutes to open the knee, again, rather than the hips. So the more you can engage your left glute, the more it's going to help to open that hip flexor. If you have your balance now, transfer your hands to your heart, or any other position with your arms that's challenging and you like to practice, maybe bringing them over your head. You could find a cactus shape. Maybe let the arms move a little bit, challenge your balance a little more. We're going to hold here for another 3, 2. Wherever you are, keep that left leg lifted and simply extend your left leg out to the left. From here, you're going to take a big step forwards and come back to your straddle position. Good. From your straddle position, adjust your feet. Make sure you have the appropriate width of foot to foot. Now we're going to keep that left foot parallel or slightly kick the heel out so it's pigeon-toed. Take your right toes, turn them towards the back of the mat. Coming towards warrior 2 now on your right leg. So as the right toes face the back of your mat, take that bend into your right knee and make sure you can see the first 2 or 3 toes of your right foot on the inside of your right knee. If not, angle your back heel out a little bit more so the back hip can come forwards for the front hip to open. Once you have your low body set, right arm reaches out over your right leg. Left arm reaches back, arms saluting the horizon in a T. Holding your warrior 2, find weight in your right heel and see if you can use your heel to bend the knee an inch or 2 lower. Now from warrior 2, don't lose the bend in your legs, flip your right palm. Take your left hand to the back of your left thigh. Don't lose the bend in your legs as you reach your right arm up and over your head. Into your side bend, your reverse warrior. Slide the left hand down the back of the left leg. Reach the right fingertips towards the wall behind you. Now really engage the glute on the left side so you're not sinking into the left hip or the left side body. Hold for 1 more breath. Back to warrior 2. That front knee still stays bent. Arms salute the horizon. Reach about halfway forwards. And now we'll lower your right forearm on top of your right thigh. Sweep your left arm over your ear and reach your left fingertips now towards the back of your mat. Press your right forearm into your right thigh. Rotate your left ribs up and back as you reach through your left fingertips. Hold for 3, 2. Back to warrior 2. 1 more time. Lifting the chest. Inhale. Good. Slowly start to re-straighten your left leg or right leg, hands to hips. Pick up your right toes. Shift them back to parallel. Make sure now your left foot is parallel. Soften into the left knee. We're going to kick off the right leg and step the right foot back to meet the left at the top of your mat. Hands coming back to your hips. Check that those hips stay level. Transfer your weight to your left foot. Now start to bend your right knee, letting your right heel lift. Good. Check if the hips tilted. If all of the weight went to the left, level the hips. And then slide your right foot back until the ball of the foot is at the inside of the left heel. From there, begin to open the right knee and set your right ankle on the inside of the left, your right heel on the inside of your left ankle. Stay here, keeping hips level. Notice if the hips twisted. Try to use the right glute to open the knee rather than the twist of the hips. If you want more, start to challenge your balance, letting the toes hover above the floor, sliding your right foot now, any amount up your left thigh, just as long as it's not resting on the knee itself. If you want more of a challenge, let the hands move, bringing the hands to the heart. Maybe they reach above your head. Maybe they move around and really challenge your balance. And I'll hold here, a couple more breaths. Good. Hands back to the hips just for the sake of balance. Keep your right leg lifted. Extend the right leg out to the right. 1 more time. We're going to take a big step out, coming into that straddle. Adjust your feet so that they're parallel or slightly pigeon-toed. This time, both heels out, both toes in. That helps to widen your low back. Inhale, circle your arms. I'm gonna come to a wide-legged forward fold. Hinge from your hips, reach out and down. Keep the upper body nice and long. Weight towards the balls of the feet. As you lower your fingertips to your mat, your blocks, maybe your shins. The heels stay rooted to the mat, but the weight's forwards towards the balls of the feet so that your hips stay stacked over your heels rather than pushing beyond the heels. Walk your hands maybe back towards the feet a couple of inches. Take just a couple more breaths here. Good. Now inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, soften both knees. We're going to take just a quick little walk from here. You're going to start to walk your hands around to the top of your mat. As you do, let the left toes turn forwards. Set your right knee down, sliding the left knee back to meet the right. From here, come to seated. Shift your feet to one side. Let your hips come to the other. And then extend your legs forwards out in front of you. Give yourself a little shimmy down so that your heels are towards the top edge of your mat if your legs were extended. That'll give you plenty of space, hopefully, to lie back onto the floor. And then bend your knees. Reach your arms forwards. If this is too much for your low back for any reason, please roll to the side, come to the floor that way. If you'd like to work your core, arms go forwards, you exhale, start to roll one vertebra at a time until you slowly come to the floor. Once your head touches the mat, take a big full body stretch, arms overhead. As you exhale, now bend both knees, knees into your chest. Take a moment to rock a bit side to side. Maybe bring your palms to your kneecaps, draw some circles with your knees. Keeping your knees bent and lifted, open your arms to a T and let your knees fall to the right side of your mat, coming into a supine twist. You might shift your hips here to align your hips over your shoulders. Let your chest and arms open. Gaze might fall to the left if it's safe for your neck. One more breath here. And now inhale. Draw your knees back to center. Adjust your hips. Lift the knees. And then let the knees fall to the left. Again, maybe adjusting the hips so you feel more stacked. Opening across chest and shoulders, allowing the gaze to fall towards the right fingertips. One more breath here. Inhale, knees back to center. Setting your feet down on the floor, adjust your hips back to the center of your mat. Adjust your shoulders and lengthen out your spine. From here, extend one leg forwards to the top corner of your mat, and then your other leg forwards to the other top corner of your mat. Feel free to reach for a pillow or blanket to place under your knees. And then adjust your arms to a position that's comfortable and relaxing to you. Letting the palms fall open, and wide, allowing the fingers to gently curl in. Take a full deep breath in and take a nice long complete breath out. If comfortable, allow your eyes to softly close. Allow your lips to seal lightly enough that your teeth can still part, and allow your tongue to fall from the roof of your mouth. Start to lengthen out your inhales and exhales. Eventually, beginning to lengthen your exhale slightly longer than your inhale. You might breathe in 4 to 6 seconds, but your exhale might be 5 to 8 seconds. Allow your jaw to soften and that space between your eyebrows. Each exhale carrying with it tension, stress, anything weighing on your mind, or just taking up space. Feel free to stay here longer if you choose, taking as long a relaxation as your body needs today. If you're ready to move on, start to bring some movements back into your hands and feet, wrists and ankles. Stretching long from fingers to toes. As you exhale, let your knees bend and roll to one side, right or left, taking a breath or two there. Again, staying here as long as you like, or slowly beginning to press yourself back up to seated. Wherever you are, we'll take one more breath together. Deep, full breath in. Long, complete breath out. Thank you for joining me today and sharing your practice with me. Namaste. Thank you very much.